polarized content is the one inflamming emotions and generating hate, love, whatever, as long as they stay there and they draw the people's attention. Because as the previous presentations very well said, Facebook is making money by selling our attention. I call the presentation, this presentation, digital natives, digital naives. And this is because, well, for one main reason, we tend to idealize the new generations and say, oh, they are digitally natives, they are born with a tablet in their hands and they know how to click here and find that thing there, and they are very savvy, tech savvy and all that. But the thing is that knowing or managing to get around technologically doesn't protect us from the informational impact that being there has, that being in a digital environment has. And what this idealized digital generation doesn't know is that its capabilities of being online and of doing and of living their whole lives there is providing the seeds for the big companies to harvest big data that will be used who knows how and who knows where. I think we cannot expect the industry to change the way it is doing things right now, because it would go against their economical interest. Also, we cannot even look to journalists to be gatekeepers anymore as they used to be, even though this is what I strive to do in my everyday job. But I think that this is gone too big for journalists to handle. We can strive to provide solid facts that are checked, that are as close to the truth as possible. I'm not talking objectivity because we all know that doesn't exist, but as closer to the truth as possible. And still, we will not be able to counter the messages that are sent via these algorithms that are targeting in ways we don't know and we can't counter. This is actually, we are actually witnessing a change of the rules of the game. And in this particular building, I have the faith and conviction that this is the place where the rules are being made. This is the place where all the people are looking up to. We cannot look at the fat guy from Cleveland and place our trust for democracy in him. We have to have a network of experts and of people thinking strategically and seeing the ensemble, the main
bigger picture.
The bigger picture, yes. Where there are people that are uncorrupt, that have fresh ideas, and that have fresh ideals, because these, I think, are the things that will eventually save us all. And I want to end in an emotional but positive way with a song that Bob Dylan famously wrote, and I heard that Steve Jobs quoted it in the opening of one of his conferences. It says, if your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming, or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If you have questions or comments, this is the right time. Please.
I have a small question, which is actually kind of big. Would you consider breaking up the big tech companies in smaller companies and putting the big social media platform under collective control? And this is a question for everyone in the room. Because I think Alina is right, the journalists cannot solve this problem. I think the paradigm in which companies as Alphabet and Amazon and Facebook actually work, which is actually platform capitalism, must be completely restructured, and in a very radical way. So I think it's a very liberal thing to do fact-checking, but I also think it's actually just a band-aid on a much bigger wound. And you do have to see that the current fake news and the polarization is actually a very old currency in the political and public sphere. It's not something new. You have to do media differently. It's not enough to do media as you did it 30 years ago, before the digital age. And as one example would, I think would be quite clear, Noam Chomsky, which is an MIT professor and one of the most famous dissidents of American foreign policy, is never invited into the mainstream media, never. So this is one of the points from which we could start changing more than just the way we do journalism. How would you consider breaking up the big tech companies and putting under collective control social media platforms?
Great.
I don't think we have the legal means of breaking the tech companies, if I understood well the
Imagine
question.
you have.
I wouldn't want to imagine that, because aside from the big tech companies, there are other companies that, if are subjected to the same set of rules that would allow us to fragment the big tech companies, then they would be subjected to the same fragmentation, and I'm not sure that would serve the economy. But what is happening right now, I mean...
Would it serve the people?
Sorry?
Would it serve the people or the democracy?
The economy serves people. I mean...
Always? Are you sure?
Not always, but...
I'm quite sure the Uber driver serves the economy, and the economy doesn't serve the Uber driver.
This room is filled with radicals.
No, just two.
Just two.
No, but I would look to what